on YouTube. Yeah. Yeah. All right. We are live on YouTube. How's everyone doing today? How are you all doing today? It's a beautiful day out here in Redwood City, California, where I live. 82 degrees. Wow. Summer is practically here, even though, we're still in April. I hope the weather is nice in your neck of the woods, and I hope you're also having a fantastic day. I can't even talk. Hope you're having a fantastic day like I'm having. Yeah, it's been a great day so far. And I'm going to wait for some people to pass before I enter the trail. Yep, still rocking that tape. Just a little bit longer. It's getting there. It's getting there. How you doing, the ghost of Whoosh Whoosh? Welcome to the show. Yeah, today we're just gonna take a relaxing walk. It's a beautiful day. Hey, babe, my lady, respectfully, maturely, and professionally is in the chat. Coach J-Rom's in the chat. You gotta let the wound breathe, man. Oh, I do. I do. The only time I wear this bandage is on these live streams because, like I said, I just don't want to give the trolls anything. It's stupid, but that's the reason. It's all good. You know these immature, insecure, grown-ass, it's more so the men, not even the women. It's these grown-ass, 30, 40, and 50-plus-year-old men out here on YouTube that behave like 2-year-old little girls. Not even boys. They behave like 2-year-old little girls. They whine like a female dog, right? And I just, I just want to give them anything. I just, it's all good, right? Got 7 people here, 6 thumbs up. Thank you so much for being here. If you're going to that extreme over trolls, in my opinion, it sounds like they won. Coach J-Rom, the trolls only win if deep within yourself you think they won. Because, Coach J-Rom, the only opinion of myself that really matters is my own. Same goes for you, right? But now, I get your opinion about me, but I'm sure when it comes to yourself, the only opinion of yourself that really truly matters is your own, right? I live by that rule. I haven't always lived by that rule in the past, but now I do as I've gotten older, and it suits me quite well. But I get where you're coming from. It's all good. Let me wait for some people to pass on by and show you folks the water under the bridge. And the palm trees are all green. If that saying was true, then you wouldn't care if they had something. You know what I love about you, Coach J-Rom, is you have an answer for everything, and I love it, man. It's all good. No, it's true, Eli. No, I get where you're coming from, dude. It's all good. Who knows? Maybe I'm doing that just to get your reaction. I don't know. No, that's not the case. Anyway, enough about my bandage on my face. Today we're going to be discussing how you folks as individuals are handling this huge inflation we've been dealing with. And you can share your experiences in the chat. Let us know, how you managed to get through 2022 and how have you started off your 2023 during the first quarter. We're actually in the second quarter of 2023 now. It's April. But how was your first quarter? And what's the outlook looking like so far in your second quarter, starting in April. We're what is it? April 25th today, 2023. So yeah, folks, get your you can ask any questions during these walking streams, but throughout the show, I'd like to hear how has the economy, the current state of the economy, affected you from 2022 until now. How's inflation affected you? Did I say infect? Well, maybe it has infected us, but no. How has the inflation and the current economy affected you? I'm going to share how it's affected myself. I mean, I've been kind of talking about it. I'm the kind of guy that likes to share my experiences in real time. So I've been kind of talking about this, since 2022 throughout some videos and even in 2023. But I'm going to piece it all together today, and I want to hear your thoughts. So, share your thoughts. What state are you? If you're in the U.S., what state are you in? What are the gas prices like there? What are the food prices like there? What have you noticed? What hasn't changed? Gym profits are actually up. Coaching profits are down, but only because I dropped prices to get more clients, and about the trucking company. Yeah. Well, Coach J-Rom, I think you made a very smart move. Now, you can always start up your trucking business whenever you want. It's always going to be yours. You're just not running business through your own business. It's just too expensive to do it right now. Too much work for not as much money. But if you work for somebody else and they, it's their truck, it's their gas, and all you have to do is pick up and deliver loads, that's great. Plus, you get benefits and all that. You don't have to pay your own benefits. And it's the W-2, so they take out taxes for you. You don't have to worry about putting money away or aside for taxes. Like a lot of these entrepreneurs, they make this money. The first year they become self-employed, they make money, right? Or the first good year they have, and then they forget to set aside money for taxes. And then they have this big tax bill, and they're like, oh shit, how am I going to pay this? Well, that's when you got to get an extension or a payment plan from the IRS in the state in your area. So that's a good thing for you. It's a great thing. When you had mentioned like, yeah, I can't turn this down, $2,500 a week, and benefits on top of that. Huh, shit. That's great. So you've managed to find ways to stay afloat in this economy. And you're a lot like me too, Coach J-Rom, and most people aren't. You've always set off money to the side, or you have your investments and stuff like that, and you have the rainy day fund, which most people don't have, right? But even if you have the rainy day fund, if you don't have to dip into it too far, you don't want to, You should always look for another decent opportunity, and that's what you did. Just like I did with the DoorDash and Uber Eats thing, when you need a little extra money. I needed to help out my lady during that time, and, had I dipped further into my rainy day fund, it would have been in worse shape right now, Anna and I are buying a house. I did the math and found out $146K house after just interest and principal is over $300K on a 30-year fixed loan, over $500K. Well, what's your interest rate, Coach J-Ron? See, right now, interest rates are, I believe, going back up to an all-time high. That's why it's a horrible time to buy a house. I know they were heading up, but the two homes, there are two homes in my family's estate, my immediate family's estate, and we refinanced them years ago, a few years back, when interest rates were at an all-time low. They were like around 2% or something. So you're probably looking at what, 5, 6%, 7%. There you go. That's why I know. I now understand why you're frustrated. I get it. I totally get it. 7%. And a lot of you folks may think that that's a pretty low interest rate for a home. It's not. For a home, when you have a bigger outstanding balance, that adds up quick. But see, here's the thing, Coach J-Rom. Whenever the rates go back down, all you have to do is refi and keep refinancing, right? And that's where you're going to make up the difference. So it may not be a bad idea to buy that house because it's going to go up in value. Maybe not as fast as homes were going up in value because of the economy right now, but eventually it will go up. So you're going to have more equity in that home. And then when you're able to refi, when it goes back down, hopefully to what, 3%. I don't know if they'll go back down to 2% again. Maybe they will. Who knows? That's where it's going to turn around. Oh, that's nice, bro. That's a big place. Do you plan on getting some horses and cows and all that stuff? Has it been a dream of Anna's to own a horse? or you own a horse? Horses have massive ding-dongs. Let's just say that. Let's just say that to be YouTube friendly. When I was younger, one of the grammar schools I used to go to in a very prissy area in Menlo Park near the Atherton border, a very prominent city, there was a horse club there called the Circus Club. And, they had horses there. And you could ride your bike or walk by on the street and see the horses through the fence. And the male horses would just be hanging, they'd be hanging. Really hanging out. Literally. That's where they got the phrase hung like a horse. We're going to do pigs and chickens, but just for food. That's cool. So you're going to have the eggs laid by, I believe, the female chicken, which is the hen, and the male chicken is the rooster, right? The roosters and the hens, right? And the pigs and the piglets. You got some bacon on that ranch, some eggs, some fried chicken. That's all good. I wish you the best on that. That's a good plan. That's a good plan. Yeah, it sucks that interest rates are that high right now, but you'll be able to refi eventually, and you'll gain equity over the course of time. Whew. Before we continue, earlier today, for those of you that have been a part of my community for a while, I was one of several guests on a live stream with ODN. Coach, Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. I'm not going to answer that. That's a ridiculous question. And that might not even be the real whoosh whoosh. That could be a troll, a sock account of whoosh. I can buy feeder pigs for $50 and end up with over 120 pounds of pork. That's cool. Yeah. Are you going to hire people to upkeep them and do the slaughtering and all that? Or are you going to do that yourself? JR, I'll be the kind of guy, I'm the man, I'll do it myself with my bare hands. Yeah, whoosh whoosh. I don't think I don't think animals are in the gender non-conforming category like we have now with humans. So I was, man, whoosh whoosh. You've been cracking me up a lot lately. If that's actually you, if that's a sock account pretending to be you, then it's trolling. But it's all good, man. It's not a big deal. No big deal. I thought my joke was hilarious. Well, I got a good chuckle out of it, man. I grew up on a family farm. I've slaughtered and butchered meat a lot growing up. Oh, okay, cool. So you can do it yourself. You'll save a lot of money doing it that way, and you'll have it farm fresh, man. Talk about organic, man. Coming right out of your own backyard, right? Yeah. You know, I think they might have come through with a John Deere here today, and they trimmed this a little bit, but it's still pretty high. Maybe they didn't trim it. It looks a little bit trimmed compared to yesterday. Well, that part wasn't trimmed. No, I don't think it's been trimmed yet, but they did do some trimming in the parking lot. They'll get to this probably sometime this week. So yeah, I was on Old Dirty Ninjas, ODN's live stream earlier today. It is no longer publicly available, and it was a good show. And you know, I'll mention this. ODN did send me a message afterwards, and it's not a big deal, so I can say what he said. You know, he really appreciated my maturity on the show, and you know, I think he was kind of being apologetic if, you know, he was coming on too harsh or something. And I said, no, dude. I sent him a voice message back, and I said, no, dude, you ran a great show. You got to ask the questions, man. And ODN and the rest of us, at least, you know, in my group and all that, you know, we're totally moving past all of this drama. We're not talking about it anymore. And just wanted to kind of close the chapter on that. To anyone that was on that show that may come across this stream here live or on the replay, I truly meant what I said on the show. Despite our past differences or whatever you may think of me, right? I love all of you, and I wish you all the best. And I really wish each and every one of you, you know, that spends a ton of time on YouTube all day, every day, would just get out every now and then, get some sun, take a nice walk, right? You know, go to lunch or dinner with a friend or family member, right? And if you happen to be by yourself, you know, you can always come here and hang out with us and talk about things. We can help you work through things, you know. I think for a lot of people, you know, that drama content, and it still exists out here, but there's far less of it now. You know, that you know, several creators that used to create it are no longer on the platform. We're not just talking about Jamie, we're talking about Natasha Cooper. And I hear she's somewhat back, but it's not the same. You know, a lot of these creators were removed, and I wish them all the best, but it's really nice to have some peace on these YouTube streets. It really is. Coach Eli says Anna loves to hunt and is dying to take an elk or moose. Oh, wow. Okay. Well, yeah, you know, when you do that, take some pictures of that, put them on your community wall. You guys have that, I had that German Shepherd now, right? It's a Shepherd dog? Yeah, I can't remember the exact type of dogs that my lady has. One of them's a bigger dog, one of them is like a little Chihuahua or something like that. And if she's still around, she can let us know. But you've got that Shepherd, huh? Oh, I love Shepherds. Great dogs, very protective, very strong. But also, you know, you train them right, they're very friendly. Yes, we got a Beagle and a German Shepherd. Oh, Beagles are pretty cool too. Beagles are nice looking dogs with the floppy ears. Yeah. So yeah, I really, well, I wait for some more questions in the chat. I really would like to see, you know, people on YouTube, you know, start to break free from drama. Now, I know it's impossible to completely break free from it, and you know, a lot of you enjoy that type of content to a certain level, and you know, to a certain extent, everyone's going to talk about everyone, right? But I just really feel the level some creators took it, not just the one that's been recently removed, but the level that, you know, some creators, you know, a lot of creators took it, was very beneficial for them monetarily, but was just very, very harmful to the audience and people that were a part of those groups, right? You know, I heard something today. I saw part of this video, not the whole thing. There's a lady named Country Joe, and she goes by the name of Evil Joe now. I believe she's in the UK. And, you know, I've been on a panel with her once in the past. And then I tried to collaborate with her further, but she just got really sucked into this whole drama thing, and we never further connected. But I like who she is, and I feel she's a good person. But she's gone through a lot. And I heard that, I guess she was feeling really sad the other day, or yesterday or whenever, and she put a bunch of pills in her mouth, but she ended up not swallowing them, and she was contemplating offing herself, to put it in YouTube terms. And I'm really glad that she didn't do that. I haven't heard the full story. I still need to catch up on it, because I do care. I do care about the good people, regardless of where they, you know, came from. But if anyone knows any more, please let us know. And please keep your thoughts and prayers for Country Joe, aka Evil Joe channel now. I've seen so much, you know, I've seen so many people just permanently not only leave YouTube, but permanently leave Earth that were on YouTube. There's no reason for anyone to do that. If you ever feel like you're not worthy of being on this planet anymore, I want you to reach out to myself and my lady and I. If you're in that position, we'll help you free of charge. You know, if you ever, you know, feel like you don't want to, you know, be around, right? Then reach out to myself, Coach Eli at coacheli@melas.com, and my lady and I will both talk with you, and we'll help you free of charge. That's all it takes, folks. It's called support. It's called real support, right? And that's what I feel a lot of these people in these drama groups or former drama groups really need. You folks need real support. And I'm not trying to tell you what to do or to come here or whatever, but we can help you, and we want to help you. We want to truly be your friends. We got 16 people here. Who else is just kind of lurking? There should be more people chatting with 16 people here. Today, again, we're talking about how has this huge inflation we've experienced over the last 3 to 6 months or so affected you. Has it affected, you know, where you live? Are you still able to pay your rent? Are you still able to make your car payment? Are you still able to drive wherever you used to drive with higher gas prices? Gas prices went down. They started going back up. Now they're starting to decline a little bit. But let's see if that trend continues into summer. All I know is that once we hit summer, gas prices here in the Bay Area typically go up about 70 cents. And I think the same thing, 50 to 70 cents across the country. So, hey, you know what? If they go down 50, 70 cents between now and the summer increase, then we'll be right back to where we're at right now. So then, and that would be okay. But if they start going back up again now after a week of them going down, and then they go up again, then we could be in trouble, right? So how are you handling this? I'll share my story on how I've been handling this. You know, I started to see this coming in the middle of last year. And I'll tell you this, the great thing about being an entrepreneur, and I'm sure J-Rom can attest to this as well, when you're an entrepreneur, you pay more attention to trends and cycles that the economy goes through, right? Excuse me. And so after you've been through a few economic cycles, you can start to see the trend changing in the very beginning before it really starts to, you know, impact everybody, right? So you can prepare for it. So for me, I saw this trend coming. And I also knew that my lady with her health issues was not going to be able to work for a while. And so I needed to do something to bring in some extra money on top of my other income sources. And that's what I did. Had I not done that, I would have dipped more into my reserve, and that would be affecting investments and the other bills that I'm paying, and it just would have put me in a scarier situation. Moral of the story is you got to be more proactive than reactive. You got to think ahead, you got to look ahead. Where is everybody today? It's interesting to me that we have 16 people here and nobody's chatting right now. Why is nobody chatting? You can't really run a good show when people are not chatting. Hey, Jenny Sadler. Hi, Eli. I'm on my treadmill. Oh, hey, Jenny. How you doing? Welcome to the show. Well, enjoy your treadmill. When you get a chance, let us know, Jenny. How is this huge inflation affected you and your livelihood? You're welcome, Jenny. John Lee, well, I'm here, but you've banned every account I have. Hate watching is fun. Your own lady isn't even chatting, bro. Okay, well, you're getting banned again. I mean, that's cool, bro. I mean, you probably have trolled from the past. Maybe you're the doctor or whoever, right? I mean, you're calling my face herpes or something? Like, I mean, listen, dude. Why don't you just, grow the hell up, man? I mean, there's a reason why you're getting banned every single time. And to be honest with you, bro, I feel sorry for you because you feel the need to come out here and troll people like me so you can feel relevant, so you can feel like you have a purpose, right? I wish you the best, bro. God bless you. God bless you. Hopefully you can work through the inner demons that are making you behave like a little kid. Right? See, I don't get triggered anymore. I don't. Like I've seen it all, been there, done that. Right? That's why a lot of people say, oh, it's not fun to watch Eli anymore because he doesn't get triggered. It was never my intention to get triggered in the first place. I've always been here to help people become better people, become stronger, right? Emotionally, spiritually, physically. Jenny says it has been really hard financially for us. We have had to cut a lot of expenses. We also postponed a family vacation to Disney World. It really killed us to do that to the boys, but we had to. Jenny, thank you for sharing your story. Hey, that dude is back. I haven't seen that guy in ages, but I haven't walked this trail, in ages before I started walking it again this week. Oh, cool. The guy with the headphones on. Hey, he's still here. Cool. Same people. Yeah, Jenny. I was saying the other day on one of my shows that I did from the studio regarding the economy that my lady and I haven't taken a weekend getaway trip like in over 6 months. Now we've gone to our parents for Thanksgiving for the day and taken a few little, day trips, like a drive or something, but I have not booked a hotel room out of town in over 6 months. It's not in the budget right now. So it's I get it, right? With gas prices and, just everything, more expensive to fix. Even getting your car repaired at the mechanic. I had to get new brakes about a month and a half ago or so. And it was pretty expensive. Now, it wasn't the DoorDash driving that wore down my brakes. I mean, when I started door dashing, my car had, I think, like 50,000 miles on it. And I think now it has almost 53,000. So, I didn't put a whole shit ton of miles on my car while I was door dashing because I was very, very picky and choosy on the offers I would take and the distance I would drive. But yeah, mechanics, The cost of repairing your car has gone up. Gas has gone up. Oil changes have gone up, right? Food has gone up. Now, food has come back down a little bit, but it's still more expensive than it was. It's just not as expensive as it hit a few months ago, especially with eggs and milk and stuff like that, right? My husband put money into my car too. It's just not the right time for a new one. My car has 166,000 miles, LOL. What year is your car? My Honda's my Honda's a 2017. But it still has low miles on it. And that's because, when I was even selling insurance, I would work from home, or my office was like 2 miles away. Respectfully, maturely, and professionally, I'm still here, babe. Just taking care of stuff. Love you. Love you too. 2005 BMW, thank goodness. It has done me proud. That's not a lot of miles for an 05. So your car, 15, is what? 17 years old or so? And you have 166,000 miles? That's pretty good. That's less than 10,000 miles a year. No, you've taken care of that thing, Jenny. That's awesome. I'm right at about, I think, 12,000 miles or so per year, 12 or 13,000 miles per year, and that's what I report to my insurance company. Also, when you deal with insurance folks and they ask you to update your mileage or odometer, don't lie. That's fraud. If they find out, if they don't, if you don't get into legal trouble for it, you will get dropped from your company. And that'll increase your rates with another company. Mr. Cax, maybe this account will ring a bell. Always watching, always closer than you think. Your mole lady has more. You know what? So here's the funny thing. This is what's happening right now. This is what's. I'll tell you what's happening right now. And I'm not mad. It's just this is how stupid it is. So Jamie is probably rebroadcasting me instead of doing a review to my stream he had planned on Twitch tonight, where I talked about why he got banned from YouTube, and he's sending his people here like Mr. Ka to try to trigger me. And it just more so goes to prove, that, hey, this guy needs us for his content. It's like, I'm not going to get triggered, okay? It's like, get over yourself and move on, man. It's like, it's just not fun anymore. No one here cares. It's just stupid. Like, it's the same old song and dance. And you're not upsetting me. And I know exactly what's going on. And I'll just call you out on it. It's not a big deal. So, you want to send everyone over to troll me and give me a view and a monetized playback? I don't care. It doesn't matter. I'm not mad. I ain't mad at you. But if you don't think I know what's going on, if you think I'm stupid after doing this for 6 years, then, you're messing with the wrong dude. You see, and also I'll say this, Mr. Ka, at least I have the balls to come out publicly, right? Right? You should come out publicly and create a channel with your wife, and both of you use your real names and show us what you look like, right? Show us what you're so proud of, right? It's all good. Just saying, you don't have to, I don't really care. But if you're going to come in and, come into my house on my show, yeah, I'll have a friendly chat with you for a second. What I will say, though, is I have a lot more emotional self-control than you do. Maybe not in the past, but I've learned from my mistakes out on this platform, and I've turned them around. Apparently, you haven't changed one bit. Anyway, enough of that. Let me just come over here for a second. Yeah, that's what's going on. You know, everyone's now a ghost because ever since Jamie, Whoosh Whoosh was the original ghost of Whoosh Whoosh. You started the whole trend, Whoosh Whoosh. But ever since, you know, Jamie got banned from YouTube several days ago, he created apparently I guess it was a channel he had that they didn't know about. He changed the name to the Ghost of Lycan Theory, right? And I made a prediction on my stream that day, which if he's reviewing, he'll hear it. I said, my prediction is that channel will go down within 24 hours. And guess what happened? That channel was removed by YouTube as well yesterday. It's like, you know, it's like I'm not even trying to talk smack or anything. I'm just saying, you know, come on. When you guys gonna learn, man? When you guys just gonna, you know, do something more like positive and different, right? You know, what's it gonna take? It's just comical. You'll have to refrain from banning him so fast next time if you want to chat. Eli, you should interview one of your trolls. That would be a good show. He, like many others, he has 40 channels and he'll pop back up. Yeah, but here's the thing, Coach J-Ron. He can have 100 channels. The moment he puts anything related to Lycan Theory or anything that connects to his PayPals or anything, all it's going to take is for one person to report him and that channel will go down. Now, I could care less. That doesn't matter because I haven't been paying that close attention to it, right? But there's an army of people that are all over that, right? So even if I wanted to get involved in that, it wouldn't matter, but I don't. I just don't care. I just ignore, right? But I've talked about it a little bit lately because I feel for the people. I feel for the people that have been through a lot through those groups and those channels. And I was a part of it for a long time. So, you know, it's like, you know, I just wanted to have my say, you know, and close that chapter. We're at the observation deck. I'd ask if you think people had that much time, but after watching for 4 years, I'm well versed. I'm how much time people have. Yeah, so in essence, what you're saying, Coach J. Rob, is that are you saying that people are spending too much time on stupid things on YouTube? Like, be a little more specific on that. It's very, very nice day. It was 82 degrees when I got out of my car. And right now I'm right by this water here, right by the wetlands of the San Francisco Bay. And the breeze is cooling me down to like maybe 72 to 74. This is just, I could sit here. I could sit here all day. Yeah, Mr. Cop, I'm not interested in ever speaking with you. I mean, I don't understand what your problem is, sir. I am not interested in being anywhere near you. I don't want you anywhere near my space. You do your thing. Do what you got to do for yourself, but I am not interested. Okay? I don't want to talk with you about anything, and you got to let that go. That's all. Not afraid of you, sir. I'm just not interested in anything to do with you. But, you know, if you want to get your entertainment, coming in here on a few sock accounts, and trying to belittle me, which doesn't work, then do what you got to do, sir. So yeah, getting back to the economy thing, like we were talking about with Jenny, that's not a whole lot of miles on your car. You've taken good care of it. And it's a BMW. BMWs are like Hondas. They last forever as long as you upkeep the maintenance. Goes to whoosh whoosh. Are most of the 23 people watching banned? Maybe, maybe not. I'm not sure. I don't know, bro. I don't know. I haven't banned people in a long time. Like, yes, if I get a troll every now and then, I'll ban them. But if these are old people, maybe so. Who knows? Coach Eli says probably. It doesn't matter. They want to watch, they can watch. I think a lot of the people that are here today are people that were, in the chat of ODN's live stream earlier that I made a guest appearance on. The Scotty channel was on there as well. Scotty was there. And then it was this other guy, I can't remember his name. He's some guy that I never knew about, but I guess he's been around following all of this drama for years. But he was a really good guy. And he's saying, yeah, I haven't been over to check you out yet, but maybe I will. I said, yeah, dude, hey, you seem like a reasonable guy. No worries. Come and go as you wish. Jenny says, I was supposed to get a new car in 2020. Our mechanic said a lot of his customers are holding off on buying new. I believe a year ago or so, or even last couple years, some manufacturers were offering 0% or very low financing. I'm sure you could still find a decent deal. And if you can find, a decent deal on a car, then go for it. My advice, I'll tell you this, one of the best ways to buy a car now is through the Costco auto buying program, because they basically will sell you, if you use the Costco auto buying program, it pretty much gets rid of the majority of the dealer markup. So you basically get a car typically less than $1,000 over invoice. And what invoice means is, what did the dealer pay the manufacturer? What did the Ford dealer pay the Ford company for the car? And through the Costco auto buying program, the markup will be minimal. Now you may be asking, so how does the dealer make money if they sell you the car at a lower markup? Well, the manufacturer warranty, when their service center services your car, they charge the company the money. They make the money through servicing. The service department is the most profitable department of any dealership. Now, and also used cars too. If there are used cars, they're very profitable. But new cars typically are not as profitable when they're sold. The money is made through servicing on the manufacturer warranty. Oh, really? I didn't know about Costco's program. I will let my husband know. Yeah, what you want to do, see, because what happens when you go through a program like that, Jenny, the dealer will show you the invoice. When you go, let me stop over here for a second and let these people pass. Look at that plane there. When you go to the dealer through the Costco auto buying program, they'll show you the invoice and they'll compare it to the manufacturer suggested retail price. So MSRP is manufacturer suggested retail price. That's the sticker you usually see, the sticker price on the car, right? That's the MSRP. but you could typically get the car cheaper than that. You could typically save at least $2,000 to $3,000, maybe $4,000 or more sometimes, depending on the type of car and the and the MSRP. So yeah, check it out. But if your car is running fine, I would keep driving that car for another year or two. Another year or two. Save up some more money, put a bigger down payment down, and by that point, if they don't have 0% financing options now, there may be better financing options. So right now, times are tough. Interest rates have gone up. And I have not seen any commercials on really good financing for vehicles lately. It's kind of weird. It looks like there was a little trimming done here, but it's still pretty thick. I'm going to pull off the side here in a second, and I'm going to let the lady behind me pass me. All right. I'm going to come over here. Thanks, Eli, says Jenny. You're very welcome. You're very welcome. Yeah, so my lady and I, we haven't taken any trips in over 6 months. Now, we're hoping to be able to take a trip for her birthday next month. It all depends. It all depends. I've got some things that I may be temporarily doing some work from home stuff, or if there are some gracious people that donate money to the channel, PayPal or Cash App or Super Chat, Super Stickers. It all depends. So we're not counting on it, but we're hoping for the best. And that's what you got to do. Unfortunately, that's the way things are right now. And the last thing I want to do is just disappoint my lady on her birthday, but got to make sure everything else is covered first. Well, it looks like somebody forgot some hat over here. Another way, to cut back on expenses right now, and it's understood why the food delivery service has gone down. Less people are using it because it's too expensive. Cut out the DoorDash, cut out the Uber Eats. If you are going to eat out, go to the restaurant or go get some takeout yourself. You'd be surprised. You could save anywhere from 20 to 30% if you went to Chipotle to pick up your order instead of having DoorDash deliver it. Or go to the supermarket or go to Costco or Sam's Club in your area, whatever you have, and buy food in bulk. Make sure, the food that you buy in bulk can be frozen so, it can last longer, and cook from home. It's going to take more effort and more time, but it's going to save you more money in the long run. You got to do what you got to do. Thank you, babe. You know what it is, babe? It's Jamie's trolls that are jealous of you. You know? Like, it's you want to come in here and, you know, talk about my girlfriend Dawn and all this and that. I mean, these people are such pathetic losers, man. And I'm not triggered, I'm saying the truth. You're pathetic losers, right? You're immature, insecure people that you haven't changed one bit, right? And regardless of the fact that you all have moved away from YouTube now and that you still want to do these stupid things, that just shows how much more of a loser you folks are. You are. And you know what? If you're going to question me, you know, if this is the proper way that a coach talks, I'm just calling it as I see it. I'm a human being. I mean, I can come back and say, is that the way grown-ass adults should behave, right? That immaturely, right? That's all good. You could troll me all you want. We'll just get a good laugh at your expense. We'll take your views and monetize playbacks. It doesn't matter. It's going to get old after a while anyway, right? Unless this dude starts to rebroadcast me every day on Twitch now, right? Because here's the thing. If they do it on... all these people are afraid to do it on YouTube now because now they know YouTube's new CEO, Neil Mohan, is not putting up with this crap. He's banning people immediately for doing stupid shit, right? So they're going to have to go to Twitch until they get banned on Twitch. Then they're going to go to Rumble. They'll get banned from Rumble, okay? And then there's a few other ones. I mean, it's going to be the same thing, right? And even if they don't get banned on these other platforms, it's just not the same away from YouTube. It's not. It is not the same. Bonds, Barry Bonds. To be fair, Coach Eli, you kind of voted for this inflation. How did I vote for this inflation, dude? What did I do? Why don't you tell me? Don't ban the stock account bonds, Barry Bonds, yet whatever, right? What did I do to vote for this inflation, sir? Let me hear your well thought out response to that. You tell me. If you're going to come and say I voted Democratic, then that's a stupid response. It has nothing to do with that. Inflation has nothing to do with that. Well, I mean, that's your opinion. And Joe Biden is not the cause of inflation. It's not the cause of inflation. A lot of the cause of inflation started when Russia went to war with the Ukraine. What did Joe Biden have to do with that, sir? Why don't you answer that question? Joe Biden had nothing to do with that. Joe Biden released 1 million barrels of oil last year per day for a certain amount of time when gas prices hit an all-time high. Had he not done that, we would all be paying $9, $10 a gallon for gas. But you're going to say otherwise, right? You're going to say it didn't make a difference. How do you know that? How do you know that? Right? You sit there and condone the behavior of Donald J. Trump who's been lying to Congress and just been pulling the most shady shit, selfish shit. You tell me. And you're coming out here saying that Joe Biden, it's his fault. I'm not saying Biden's perfect. No one's perfect. Okay? No one's perfect. But I didn't vote for inflation, sir. Has a lot more to do than the president. The president is not the sole, reason why inflation happens or not. Man. Hey, Information Man Show, how are you doing? How did inflation go up from the war in Ukraine? You don't think that any war is going to affect the global economy? I don't have to answer that question, sir. I'm not going to go into any further detail on that. Hey, Firefly, how are you doing? Let me ask you something. Bonds. Barry Bonds. Are you a Trump supporter? Let me ask you, Bonds, Barry Bonds. Did you vote for Donald J. Trump? Bonds, Barry Bonds, I will not answer any more of your questions until you let me know. Did you vote for Donald J. Trump? Did you, sir? You going to answer that? Who'd you vote for, sir? If you didn't vote for Trump, who did you vote for? Did you not vote, sir? Come on now. Who'd you vote for? If we're going to have this conversation here, sir, I want to know where you're coming from. Well, sir, I'm going to give you just another minute to answer. All right, sir. I'm going to remove you. You know why? Because when you say voting is pointless, and then you criticize a president that I voted for, which is fine, you have the right to do that, but when you haven't even voted, sir, why should I even talk about this with you? That's absolutely stupid, sir. If you believe in your country, you're going to vote. Sorry I came in when inflation topic was being discussed. Reason for inflation is due to pandemic-related economic dislocation, supply chain problems, etc. Not Eli Bonds. No, he wasn't blaming me for it, but he was trying to blame our president here in the U.S., Joe Biden. And it's not Joe Biden's fault. It's not even Donald Trump's fault. Well, even in the previous administration, right? Even if Trump was in office, it wouldn't be his fault. And I'm not a Trump supporter at all. Right? I'm anti-Trump. I am not going to lie, people know it. But I still wouldn't blame inflation on him. The war, the pandemic, all of these things have cost the global markets a lot of money. The global governments a lot of money, and the economy a lot of money. With all these stimuluses and economic payments and stuff like that, right? You don't think that's going to cause inflation and more taxes to offset that? What really, really bugs me is when people lack intelligence when they speak, right? When they come from a place of no intelligence or a lack of intelligence, right? Lack of education, or a lack of something, maybe stemming back to the way you were raised, right? And to people like this Barry Bonds dude, whatever, which I think was a troll from Jamie's side anyway, I don't care, it doesn't matter, right? To people like him, you're just a miserable clown, sir. That's all you are. You're just an unhappy person, right? That just wants to come out on the internet or on YouTube and project your misery and insecurities onto others because you feel you have nothing better to do. But you do have something better to do. There are many things you can do, right? You're just selling yourself short. That's what all these people do. All these miserable people that, come out here on YouTube or social media and just attack other people and, and just attack people. Here, it's one thing to go toe-to-toe with someone in a reasonable way, but when your points don't make any sense, I mean, it's a waste of time. It's a waste of my time, and it's a waste of your time too. It's a waste of your energy, where you could focus it on something more productive to move you forward in a more positive way. The Ghost of Whoosh Whoosh says, inflation was low under Trump as well as gas prices. Whoosh Whoosh, the reason why it was low during that time was not because of Trump, was because the economy was just better at that point regardless. If Joe Biden was in office, in 2016, okay, that era, it still would have been the same. What a lot of people don't realize is that the president doesn't really dictate the economy on his own. And, a lot of things that are done come from the entire Congress, Democrats and Republicans. Now, yes, the House majority is going to have the sway in that, sure. But it's not just the president. People think it's all on the president, right? I mean, everyone's entitled to their opinion, so are you. Whoosh, whoosh. But I'll tell you this. I mean, the ironic thing that I've noticed in 6 years of being on YouTube, the ironic thing is, I noticed that some people on the far right, now if you're slightly on the right, I'm friends with regular conservatives that are slightly on the right. I'm slightly on the left, more down the middle, right? And the Republicans that are slightly on the right are more down the middle typically too, right? Whatever makes sense, left or right, right? The people that are all about, when Trump was in office, when, George Bush was in office, when Ronald Reagan was in office, all the Republicans, they're all about, okay, well, when he was in office, this didn't happen. But look what's happening now. Do you think it was always hunky-dory when Republicans were in office? Or when they've been in office? No. Bad and good things happen regardless of which party the president represents. That's why I'm like really, really sick of people, blaming things on political party preference or preferences. It's just, the people on the far right, or more on the right than just slight right. They always blame the left for everything, right? Much more than the left blame the right. Yeah, the left does blame the right at times, but the people on the far right, or more than just slight right, yeah, they like to blame the left for everything, regardless. And I'm not saying everyone. I'm not criticizing you, Whoosh Whoosh or J Rom. I know you guys are on the right. I'm just saying that a lot of people that are on the right react this way. I've seen the pattern. I've dealt with liberals and conservatives, and it's like night and day. And it has nothing to do with my views, because I'm technically more down the middle. And I do have conservative friends, okay? One of my ladies' newest friends, and she's been a friend of mine for a while, is Holly here, a moderator on my channel. I've known her for 5 years. She's on the right. She's conservative. So is her husband, but we're good friends. We get along. We get along because she's a reasonable person. And we actually agree on a lot of things, but the things we don't agree on, we do it respectfully, and we're not attacking the other side. I'm not here to attack anyone. I'm not even out here to attack Donald Trump or anything. I'm just saying I don't like the guy. I don't like what he's done. I don't like his style. I don't like his cockiness. I don't like him as a person. And part of me buying into someone and believing in someone and supporting someone, no matter what they do, is liking the type of person they are. Joe Biden's a good person. Is he perfect? No. Does he have some health issues? Sure. Okay? But he has a big heart and soul, and he cares about all Americans. He cares about even... Give me a second here. He cares even about the Republicans. It's not, he's not just the president for Democrats. He's the president for all Americans. Firefly with the Australian $7.99 super sticker. Thank you so much for that. That comes out to $5.31 American. Thank you so much. Thank you, baby. I don't know what Chewbacca said. They're probably trolling. Thank you for banning them. Got 19 people here, 10 thumbs up. Please smash the thumbs up. Jimmy Carter cared, and look what he did to the economy. Do you think it was his fault? Whoosh, whoosh. I don't blame the economy going down in any period of time that it's gone down on the president at that time. How can you sit there and put the blame on one person? Now, yes, the president is the face of the country, right? And yes, it is ultimately their responsibility, but was it a direct action of them and only them that caused inflation or depression or whatever, right? Or was it a joint government effort? Or was it corporations and their greed, right? And corporations buying politicians votes so they can get away with shit that eventually you and I are going to pay for, right? That's the truth of the matter right there, right? Burnt popcorn. I like your positivity, Coach Eli. Well, thank you, Jamie. That's Starbuck the Kitty in there, right? You give me a super chat? Wow, you have some money left over? Look at that. I like your positivity, Coach Eli. If that was Jamie or somebody pretending to be Jamie's kitty Starbuck, and you just sent me $4.99 on that, then God bless you. And by the way, I never spoke on this, right? But I'll speak on it now. You remember those days? Those of you that were around, if you're new, you won't know about this, but for those that were around in December, when there was this troll called Mr. Tumnus that was donating like $100 a day to my channel and some other channels, right? And a lot of people were saying that Mr. Tumnus, was gonna cancel his super chats and dispute the charges. I knew he was never gonna do that. Just so you all know, I got my money paid in full the next month. Yeah, I did get a decent, AdSense that month. I think it was like close to $700 or even a little more than that month. Starbuck is not orange. The Ghost of Woosh Woosh, 1980 was my first year to vote. I recall the electorate voting out Carter in a massive landslide. Oh, the Electoral College? Yeah. I've never been too fond of the Electoral College voting system. I feel it should have always been the popular vote. But that's just the way it goes. That's what you're talking about, right? The Electoral College. Jimmy Carter cared, and look what happened to the economy. Yeah, I read that a second ago, and it's like that more so proves the point that like I said, the economy tanking is not directly the fault of the president. Now, should the president own it because they're the commander in chief? Yeah, it's like the CEO of a company, right? Is everything the CEO's fault? No, but if the CEO allows things to happen, if he knows about them, then it's his fault. But a lot of times, like especially with our government, the president doesn't know what other people are doing in the government, right? There's so much corruption going on that, the president doesn't know everything, right? And just because he should take ownership of whatever happens while he's in office doesn't necessarily mean it was his style of being the president that caused that. It could have been anyone in the government. It could have been the corporations. Could have been anybody, right? People like to just put blame on people for whatever reason. Oh, we should have had Donald Trump in office instead, or a Republican would have done better, right? And us people on the left, whenever there's a Republican in office, we're like, oh man, I wish we would have had a Democrat in there. This wouldn't have happened if a Democrat was in there. It works both ways. Can't blame the president for everything. Reagan also won the popular vote in 1980 by about 10 points. I'll say this. My dad was not a big Reagan fan when he was around. But looking back, Reagan really wasn't that bad of a president. And, during that era, I mean, there was a lot of global stuff happening, a lot of horrible stuff happening in our world and in our country. And those were the days where music was far more real than it is today, right? And we had songs that were talking about, like, we are the world. There comes a time when you heed a certain call, when the world must come together as one. There are people dying. Oh, and it's time to lend a hand to life, the greatest gift of all, right? You know, we can't go on pretending day by day that somehow, somewhere will soon make a change. You know, are we all a part of God's great big family? Anyway, then you had Michael Jackson, the late Michael Jackson, come in and say, "We are the world. We are the children." Oh, you remember that song, Firefly? That's some positive shit here today, right? Some good stuff, right? We are the ones to make a brighter day, so let's start giving, right? Yeah, you know, I sit there and I hear all this in the chat here, right? And it's been an interesting show. Didn't go exactly the way I wanted it to go, but it's been an okay show. But I sit there and singing that song almost brings tears to my eyes. Because, you know, the whole point of that song and music like that back in the 80s was to make the world a better place, try to turn things around. And look, here we are. Here we are, what? 40 years later? 43 years later, right? 40 plus years later. No change. It's gotten worse. Right? No change, right? Yep. Yep. We can all make the world a better place if we choose to make it a better place and look at it from a different perspective. Look at it from the perspective of other people that are less than fortunate, right? There are a lot of us out here that complain about every little damn thing, you know, and you folks don't even think the problems we still have in third world countries where people are dying and starving. It was worse back then, but it's still happening, right? That's the kind of stuff that pisses me off, you know. We complain about so many things. Yeah, our economy sucks. Yeah, we're hurting. I'm not going to lie. But you know what? There are people that are way worse off than we are. Babe, you are doing great. I love you. I'm just keeping it real, babe. I'm keeping it real. You know, babe, this is what really pisses me off regarding the level of entitlement these millennials and some of the Gen Zers have nowadays, and even some people in general, right? The level of entitlement they have, especially here in the U.S., right? Where we've got everything. We live in the best nation on the planet, right? We got everything, right? And you got people in Africa that are dying from hunger, right? In third world countries, right? We got people here on YouTube donating all their money to drama shit shows instead of making a donation to help a starving child in a third world country. You should be ashamed of your fucking selves. Seriously, you should. Be ashamed of yourselves. Right? Now, if you're going to donate to a good creator that means well, different story. But if you're going to donate to crappy, shit-disturbing creators, over making a donation to help someone that's starving in a third world country, that says a lot about your character to me. Yeah, GLM, you could be the exception. How are you doing today? Welcome to the show. I'm about to go off the air soon. Wasn't Tina Turner in that song too? We Are the World. Tina Turner, Michael Jackson. Wasn't Kenny Rogers in there too? Stevie Wonder. Like, that was the all-star lineup back then, you know? So I tell you, we really, really need some artists to get together and bring something retro back like We Are the World, because I'll tell you, man, it's gotten bad. It's gotten bad. People have become so selfish. And they become so selfish that they don't even know how to love their own selves. So how in the hell can they ever love other people, right? They get lost in their own selfishness, right? Yeah, babe, one of these days when you get better, I'm going to bring you out here. We're going to take a nice walk. I mean, this is just, it's a gorgeous day. The villas, apartment homes at Bear Island Marina. Hey, Chad, how you doing? Everyone nowadays are only out for themselves. But Chad, you are not a selfish person. How you doing, brother? You caught me right before I'm going off the air. Did I respond to your last text, bro? I can't remember. It's been crazy. I was in another live stream earlier today, and I just had a lot going on. But you can text me anytime, bro. We're good. We will always be good, man. Thank you again for the 2 super chats today. Much appreciated. Thank you, Burnt Popcorn, which I'm assuming you're from that other side, and whoever you are, thank you regardless. And Firefly, thank you for your $7.99 Australian. That's very, very kind of you. Not necessary, but thank you. John Bon Jovi fangirl. So did you say John Bon Jovi fangirl because my girlfriend and I used to go watch shows from a Bon Jovi cover band named Steel Horse? Yeah, we'll just dox ourselves. I mean, look, yeah. What's his name? George, right, babe? George is a great singer, right? I actually miss his shows. He hasn't done one in a while. He's supposed to retire soon, but he was going to do one more show. Maybe we'll broadcast that one live. Well, we'll tell you folks where it's at. You can come join us there, right? You can meet my girlfriend Dawn and George and Steel Horse and all that, right? She's a Bon Jovi fangirl. She is. Can you unhide my main account? Can you email me, GLM, at Coach Eli at coach@eliasmelas.com? And let me know what your main account is, GLM, and I can end up doing that. But I don't want to, I really don't want to talk smack about these drama people like Like, I've been keeping it positive. Like, I'm not even talking smack about them. I'm just laughing at their stupidity. It's just stupid. It's stupid. It's stupid, cringy entertainment. That's all it is. Yeah, thank you, GLM. Thank you. Is that what it was, Holly, that you banned Bon Jovi Fangirl? Were they talking about my girlfriend, Dawn, and her favorite cover band that her and I have seen, Steel Horse, with lead singer George? Do you folks want to know where George lives? I won't tell you his address, but he lives in Morgan Hill. You want to go to George's house? Where do you want to go? What more information do you want? You tell me. Tell me what more do you want to know? I have separated myself from the toxic sphere. Well, good for you. Now you're welcome back, GLM. GLM, I never had a problem with you. I never had a problem with you. I just didn't want to create problems with these other people that you used to kind of associate with, right? And if you were to come here on my channel and talk smack about them in my chat, I'd get blamed for it. And I got tired of that, right? So I just don't want to get blamed, for certain things, right? But I get it. We're good. It's all good. I mean, I just don't understand. My lady and I, here's the funny thing. My lady and I, we have so many streams here on Coach Eli too. We've talked about everything about her past, everything on her background. We've talked about everything, right? They know her name. We know all this. Like, what more do you guys want? Like, seriously, like, are you ever going to grow the F up? Seriously. I think these people are secretly in love with me. They want to be me, or they want to be my lady, or they want to have the relationship we have. I don't know. I have taken a few friends away, but that's the end of it. I have no interest in that and the nonsense. Yeah, so you finally realized what was going on. I mean, I'm sure you knew what was going on all along, GLM. I'm sure you knew that. Here's the thing. I'm not saying I'm all that, but maybe they're jealous that I'm almost 50 and I look better than any of those guys look in their 30s and 40s, right? Except, with this, but that'll be coming off soon. It's almost healed. They're big jelly. Yeah, they are. I don't get it. Like, I'm just me. I just want to live life. That's it. GLM, one of these days, we will rent one of these boats and have a house party or a boat party out here at Bear Island Marina in Redwood City, California. And if you guys want to come out here because you're wondering where I'm at, you just take 101, get off at Whipple Avenue, and go over the freeway to the east side and come a mile in here to Bear Island, right? That's where we're at, right? Wait till you see how good looking I am, LMAO. Oh, so Chad, you're saying you're better looking than me, huh, bro? Maybe you are, dude. Hey, Chad, I'm typically not this arrogant, and I know neither are you, but this is our moment to shine, dude. So if we're going to have a little arrogance and have a male, looks competition, I know you're in your like mid 40s, I'm in my late 40s. And if we're going to have a competition, who's the best looking man in their 40s, right? Chad, you would win that, huh? Chad, do you have Ray-Bans? Chad, I'm going to have to, when I get some money, Chad, I'm going to have to buy you some Ray-Bans. Because you're going to need to have the Ray-Ban Wayfarers, like the original Wayfarers that Ray Charles wore, and remember Tom Cruise and Risky Business and Top Gun, and actually Top Gun he wore aviators, but it was Risky Business, I believe, where Tom Cruise wore these classic Ray-Ban Wayfarers, right? Hey, I'm in my early 40s, not mid. Oh, you are? Oh, shit, dude, then you're way younger than me, dude. So you should be better looking than me, dude. You better be better looking than me if you're almost 10 years younger than me, brother. I mean, come on now, man. It's all good. GLM is 29. She's eternally 29. Just like that shop I've said before, GLM, like the Forever 21, you're forever 29. Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah. How much longer are we going to stay on and entertain Jamie's audience over there on Twitch? Six years of doing this. 6 years of doing this. I'll tell you what, as much as I've hated certain moments of it, I've also loved every minute I've come out here to create on this great platform. I love YouTube. I really do. I always have. Yeah, there are times where I haven't been too happy about them, but it wasn't really even them. It was about the content that they would allow people to create out here, the harassment and bullying that they allowed for years and still kind of do, but they're getting better at removing it, right? The hateful and abusive content, right? Right? People coming out here doing stupid things and sharing nudes and stuff like that, right? People doxing people, this and that, right? And then you get to the point of where it's like you do it for so long, you're like, I don't give a shit. Dox me, dox my woman, dox my home, dox my car, dox everything. I don't care. And I'm not going to flag you. I don't care. Dox me. Just make a picture and put dox all over my face, right? I've learned that because you have such immature and insecure people out here that can get away with creating hateful content on you for years before anything happens, right? You got to learn to accept this stuff and just roll with it and say, you know what? Do what you got to do, Man, that place you walk at is gorgeous. Yeah, come out here, Chad, and I'll hook you up with a $5,000 a month, one-bedroom apartment that oversees the marina, bro. But I'll tell you, I couldn't even afford this place here. Luckily, my mortgage is a little cheaper than that. And that's because my family's been around for a long time. But yeah, this is a $5,000 a month place. But when people come out here to work in the high-tech industry and they're offered $150,000 to $200,000 a year, and the cheapest house you can buy out here now is over $1 million, they can't afford to buy a house. So they got to get a $5,000 a month apartment, right? Hey, we can move there and be roommates. Maybe so, bro. Maybe so. Who knows what the future holds, right? What's for dinner tonight, Coach? I don't know, dude. I got to call my woman on the way back and see if she wants me to pick something up. I don't really feel like cooking tonight. We've been doing a lot of cooking lately, and I just feel like I need a little break. GLM says, Gavin Martinez, I sold my soul to live in the Bay Area. That's the only way I can afford it. LOL, JK. Well, you're fortunate to have family too, GLM. And, they've been here for a while. So that's a good thing. It's still not cheap, It's still not cheap. But I get it. And this is where home is at. And you know what? I lived here well before the prices inflated. I was born in this area in 1973. You think in 73 it cost this much? In 73, shit, you could buy homes under $100,000 out here. Everywhere. Now, the cheapest home is inflated 10 times greater than that price. You bought a home in the 70s, one hell of an investment. Or even in the 80s, one hell of an investment. And even in the early to mid 90s, you could still get some homes in decent areas for $500,000. But I will tell you, by the late 90s, boom. That when the high-tech boom happened, whew, that's when everything went whew, way up. I'm still walking around. I don't even know if I want to end this stream yet. Any final questions, folks, before we go off the air? We're at 100 minutes, an hour and 40 minutes. Thank you to everyone for being here. You know what I've noticed lately? AT&T fixed their coverage around here. I haven't had any dropouts at all. Like my reception has been incredible because they put in a 5G plus tower around here. They've been putting 5G plus towers, which is the enhanced version of 5G, the faster version with more capacity, and I haven't had any issues. Like, I have not been cut off. I'm really surprised. I'm not complaining. Remember those days? I get cut off all the time. Well, not all the time, but like maybe 2 or 3 times a show. Now, sometimes I would go off the air to Free Willy, release the, I had to go, let's just say pee-pee. Let's call it that. But no, it used to cut off a lot more. It doesn't cut out anymore. It's pretty good. All right, final call, folks, and I'm getting on out of here. Leaving 22 people in the box. My lady and I will more than likely be doing a show tomorrow in the afternoon, probably around 4 Eastern, 1 Pacific. And then I'll be back for another walk tomorrow night around 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific, or maybe shortly after that, 8:15 Eastern, 5:15 Pacific. If you have any topic requests, please either, let me know in the comments section if you're here on the replay. If you're here live, about to go off the air, you can send me an email or wait for the replay and you can comment. Email is below in the description, Coach Eli at coacheli@melas.com. And I'll get to your topics as soon as possible. Let me know what you want to talk about. But yeah, another great day. And it's going to be an even greater night tonight. I'm going to go home and just kick back with my lady and plan tomorrow. And hopefully your night will go well as well. With that being said, have a good one. Take care. And as always, be good to each other.